Hello, everybody. Dr. Kondrot here, and welcome to the meeting. I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, give me a thumbs up. All right, good, good. Looks like we got a pretty good group here. Welcome. I think we have some new people here, which is good. So the way you can communicate with me is you can just raise your hand, or I think there's a little hand icon. And you can also go into the chat. Let me open up the chat right now. You can also ask a question in the chat. All right, yeah, the chat is open. The chat is open. Okay, so I'm open for questions. Okay, Anthony, how are you?
Good, doctor. Quick question for you. Did I hear you say at a previous meeting that you cannot use two homeopathics at the same time because they cancel one another?
Well, when you're dealing with the homeopathic remedy, each remedy has a specific vibration. And when you combine remedies, you're mixing the vibration. So as a rule, I do not like people to take two different remedies at the same time. Now, there's some homeopaths that they just prescribe like arnica one day, and then the following day, another remedy.
Okay, thank you.
Now, you also have to be careful because there's a lot of products out there that have homeopathic ingredients. I know when I go to the drugstore, they have homeopathic sinus remedies, headache remedies, and these are combination remedies. And generally speaking, I don't like my patients to be taking combination remedies when they're taking their constitutional remedy or the remedy that I prescribe.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Tyra, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I have a couple questions on light. The light therapy, first of all, how do I do that? How do I need to be at a certain distance from the light to do that?
Yeah, you should be approximately 5 feet away from the light bulb.
Okay.
Now that depends. Oh, there's Elaine. Hi, Elaine.
Hello.
That depends on the wattage. Generally, we like you to use a 5 to 10 watt light bulb. So if you're going to be using a more intense light bulb, like a 25 watt light bulb, you should probably sit a little further away, maybe 10 feet.
Okay. And then
But
I have
you can get 5 to 10 watt light bulbs on Amazon. You can talk to Chris about that. But for a while there, it was really hard for people to get a hold of a 5 watt incandescent light bulb. I don't like the LEDs and I don't like the fluorescent lights, so try to avoid those.
Right. And then I also had a question as far as the sunning, the shading. I watched the program from Clear Sight Method, the natural vision training, and they claim to take a piece of paper with letters on it and put it between you and the sun and stare at it and move it. Is that something you agree with or not?
No, you have to be careful with sunning. I advise that if you do sunning, keep your eyes closed.
But even with the paper between you?
No, I don't recommend the paper.
Okay.
Dr. Bates classically describes sunning as just closing your eyes, looking at the setting sun or rising sun with no paper. So I'm not familiar with that. But most of the people who are doing the Bates method and sunning, do it in the classic way.
Okay.
And I like to do the setting sun or the rising sun because that has a red spectrum, the red infrared. And studies have shown that the red infrared light has healing properties. And many of you are using the Delta laser. The Delta laser is a red infrared laser that can be helpful in the treatment of glaucoma and macular degeneration. And did you have a third question, Tyra, or?
I actually do. One of mine is on the gluten. I know that you want us to avoid gluten. Have you had any experience with or feel any feelings about gluten from or using flour from Italy? I know a lot of people that are very gluten sensitive to be able to do that, and it seems to not bother them. What is your feeling on that?
No, that's an interesting question because I've traveled in Europe, Italy, France, and I tolerate the bread in many of the European countries. I think a lot has to do with the processing, more natural. There isn't preservatives. And I read an article that many times the wheat fields in the US, they spray the wheat fields with Roundup spray to destroy the weeds. Then they harvest the wheat and they get rid of the weeds. So a lot of the wheat that we consume is contaminated with the Roundup spray.
Right.
But let us know if that eliminates a lot of your gluten sensitivity that you have.
Well, I don't know that I'm
Myra?
gluten sensitive.
Oh, have you finished?
Is it Mira or Myra?
It's Mira. That's my nickname, so I
Mira.
made it easier for everybody to pronounce. I wanna gluten-wise, because I grew up in Europe. I noticed that too, that gluten is bothering me as I got older. And there is a brand named Jovial, and that's imported from Italy, and that flour doesn't bother me at all. So I make homemade bread once a week, and you know, I satisfy my craving. Otherwise, I avoid everything with the flour. So I would recommend for everybody to try. It's noticeable less gluten, so it won't be as easy to, like, sometimes it's almost so sticky. But if you have a craving and you need something, that would be the safe. And they make cookies, and but I just make my own bread. My question was regarding infrared light. I have a lamp that is whole spectrum infrared, and they recommend for that to sit on the desk, like when you're working something. But I was always afraid because it's whole spectrum, so it's really hot also. And they send me even studies that it's really good for your eyes. So with my cataract, how I can safely use that? Like, nobody recommends looking at that. But they say put on your table, working like a desk, and just put it aside. So
Well, that sounds more like the red infrared that's used for detoxification.
I would like
when you go into a red infrared sauna, it's to detoxify your body. But the true red, like the Delta laser, there's no heat generated. It's not a lamp laser, it's coherent light. So I'm really suspicious with that. I would not use that on your eye because heat has been known to accelerate the cataract. You don't want to have heat on your eye.
It's recommended to set aside, not like be next to you, but you like you can that red light is next to you. I was always afraid, so I didn't use it. But what about infrared sauna? I use that regularly. Is that something?
No, the infrared sauna is fine. That's an excellent way of detoxifying your body. But I would not apply that red light like you stated, near your eye or into your eye, or certainly don't look at it.
Yes, that was my
instinct. Problem.
Yes, that was my instinct, although they send me studies and everything that it's actually good for your eyes. While I'm here, I just to remind you, my mouth was irritated with oxyfolin, and I stopped taking it maybe 5 weeks ago, and I start taking my homeopathic remedy on Monday, and it seems that I'm doing fine. When would you recommend? Great. Yes, when would you recommend for me to try oxyfolin again? Because it's a really good supplement. I think it was helping my eye, but I'm very.
I would wait a couple days to a week, and then maybe try it, and only take one capsule just to see if you have a reaction.
Okay, so one capsule for how many days? If no reaction, like should I increase the dose?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe take one capsule every day, and if you don't have a reaction, then increase it to 2.
Okay, because my sense of taste did not come back, but I didn't want to wait any longer because it has been like 6-7 weeks. It's just like it's scary, but I'm guessing if it got, I can tell if something is salty or sweet. So
yeah, we had a couple other patients who had a problem with a dry mouth and mouth irritation, and we weren't sure whether it was due to the ocufolin or the microcurrent. And I just got off the phone with Ming Wu. I wanted to know from him if he had heard of any other patients with dry mouth after doing the microcurrent, and he hasn't heard of any other. I mean, he hears all the complaints from the thousands of doctors that are using microcurrent, but he did recommend that it may be more than hydration. You may need some electrolytes. You know, if you're drinking like a lot of water without minerals in it, you could get an electrolyte imbalance.
okay, that's possible because I'm using reverse osmosis. I try to structure it, but like most of my water is just water from the. Though that's excellent advice. And I also I had a lot of dental work, so probably my tissues are very saturated with things that I.
Yeah, there could be a release of toxins from the dental work.
Yes, that
That
I
may
have.
be.
I know
in
that
particular mercury. Now, if you just recently had some dental work, you may want to repeat the urine test.
No,
to
no,
see what's going on.
yes, I removed mercury from my mouth 6 years ago, but I had so many, and I had the crowns with metal rings before I replaced everything. But I learned now that there is a bunch of like lead, cadmium, cesium, which was on my test from 2016. I was wondering how do I got like cesium in my system. So all of that was in those crowns with the metal, that's porcelain fused to metal crowns, which were recommended to me. So I replaced everything since 2016, but probably residue. And I even tried that zinc test with zinc sulfate, you know, and, you know, I heard from you that test if you're zinc deficient.
Right.
Yes, I bought a supplement. It's supposed to be zinc sulfate and unflavored. And of course, I didn't feel anything. And my husband, because I try everything on him first, he was for hour, oh, this tastes horrible. This tastes horrible. And we eat exactly the same diet. So food that we are eating has zinc. For some reason, my body cannot use it. But he was.
Well, if you do have heavy metal toxicity, your zinc is not going to be absorbed in your body. I have a lot of patients who have elevated lead, mercury, cadmium, etc. And for some reason, they're not able to absorb zinc.
And my husband also had a lot of mercury fillings. That's how like we were, and he rides a bike a lot, so he inhales like a polluted air. So he's my like that's a good experiment to know where you are. And I don't feel my taste is impaired, but just a fun fact for like easy to check where you stand, and I'm not doing well. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll do with and I have on the November 1st my first 3-month checkup with the optometrist.
Okay, good. Make sure you send us a copy of the records. Okay.
Yes, and they told me
keep us
half an hour appointment. I hope you will get all the information that you need.
Good. Keep us posted.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see, Trago. You need to unmute. Did you unmute yourself? Okay, now I can hear you.
Good. My name is Bruce Smith. I just go by Trago because that's my nickname. I sent Chris my latest eye records, and I think she said we talked on Wednesday. I think she said she got them. I don't know if you have got a chance to look at them yet?
No,
Okay,
I don't
so
recall. I don't recall. Now, how many months are you into the program?
February till today, till 8 months.
8 months. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see your records. Hopefully you're making some progress.
Well, actually, what happened is that in January I had eye exam, and then in May I had an eye exam, and in May it was 50% less, and then in August, the one that we sent you, the eye exam is a little worse. It's not as bad as it was, but it's you could tell it expanded a little bit from that, and the reason why is I've had pretty significant hip problems. So my inflammation state, it has been quite high for at least 2 months now. And so I blame that on that. And the other question was, I've been on the second homeopathic regimen for a couple of months, and Chris was going to ask you, and I haven't noticed anything, but you know, I've been dealing with my hip pain. So I'm just in quandary of what to do.
Well, I would definitely do the microcurrent on the hip.
I have been doing that.
Yeah, microcurrent can be remarkable for reducing inflammation, and we do have a hip protocol.
Yep, I've done that probably consistently for at least 3 months.
But I think we have to reduce the inflammation.
That
may be aggravating your eye.
I'm my intuitive body says, yes, I need to take care of this before my eye is going to get much better.
Yeah, and then also we may want to change your homeopathic remedy based on the reaction that you're having with your hip. So
yeah,
maybe
yes,
talk to Chris about that, and we can get something scheduled.
okay, I'll talk to her next Wednesday. I think I'll be able to make that appointment. Okay, so I'm going to have some teeth removed just Monday. A couple of my mercury has kind of deteriorated. I'm going to get that done. So I've been doing the EDTA and been doing the pectin. I've been doing some of that, but do you have any kind of explicit protocol for what to do with the mercury challenge that I probably will be exposed to?
Well, make sure you're working with an integrative dentist.
Well, he didn't
because
give me much.
they usually will put you on maybe some chelation before and after surgery.
Okay.
But I think that if you are getting mercury removed from your mouth, it's really important that you go to a integrative or functional medical dentist who's aware of that. And they take special precautions. They use a dam, and they have a hood, and they use ozone. They use everything, because many times people that have the mercury amalgams removed, they end up having a marked increase in the mercury in their blood, in their body, because the mercury is contained in the tooth, and it may be leaching very slowly, but then all of a sudden, if you drill it out and remove it, a lot can be released into the body. So it can be serious, and you want to make sure that you're getting chelation. There is a website that lists all of the integrative dentists. I think I did give it to.
No, I'm going to one in Bozeman. I'm traveling. Okay. I'm traveling 90 miles just to see this guy, and he's been in practice for almost 20 years. And I've seen him already. And okay. I'm back for the appointment now to do this first.
But he should be putting you on some type of a protocol. Well, after
he referred me to my naturopath that I've seen. That particular naturopath left, and so I saw the new guy just a couple of weeks ago. and he wasn't too enthusiastic. He gave me a product that I ordered that I'll be taking, but otherwise he just says, you know, this is a product. It's a product that's made for the dentist procedurals. So that's
What's the name of the product? What's the name of the product and what's in it? Maybe you could
geez.
send it to the office.
Okay.
But
Oh
I
yeah.
really think that you need to use, you know, EDTA or DMSA. You need to use something that focuses right on the mercury and the lead.
Yeah. I've been doing the EDTA suppository 3 times a week now for probably 3 months, and so I'll be
Good.
doing that. I'll be doing that Saturday night, and then Monday I go to the procedure, and I have some liposomal EDTA that I'll be taking before the procedure, and I
Good. Well,
have
it sounds like you're covering it.
but I've been doing, it's been my own research. I haven't been consulting with the naturopath. Just said, "I'll take this product," and I will take that product. But it seems like there might be more to be able to be done in that process.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you undergo this type of procedure, the more you do, the better.
Yes.
So you may want to consider some IV EDTA, you know, right after.
Yes, that's why I have that liquid, the oral lipoformal form.
Good.
I'll
Okay,
talk
well,
to
keep
Chris.
us posted.
Yeah, I'll talk to
Yeah.
Chris on Wednesday.
I think Barbara had her hand up, and then Lewis will do you next. Barbara, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm unmuted. You can hear me, right?
Yep, I hear you fine.
Good. I wanted to ask you, I have an appointment with U of K glaucoma specialist next week. My eye doctor referred me to her because he thought I might need some kind of a laser therapy for my glaucoma.
Uh-huh.
My pressure's at 18 and 19 right now, and he says it's got to go down. And I wouldn't take his eye drops because they were breaking me out. So, yeah,
Well, pressure
with
of
that
18,
surgery.
well, pressure of 18 or 19 may not be a bad pressure. You know, normal pressures between 12 and 22. The thing with glaucoma is you want to have a pressure low enough that you're not damaging your optic nerve. Now, if you're doing microcurrent and alternative treatments, your eye is probably going to better tolerate that pressure of 18 or 19 than if you weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Because the microcurrent and light therapy improves the circulation to the optic nerve and the oxygenation.
Yeah. Well, he said
But
that.
I'm not clear what type of laser treatment he's going to be doing.
Well,
There's
I'm
many
not
different
either. She's a woman. It says it's something that can reduce the internal pressure.
We'll find out what
It's
type
a
of
laser.
laser
It's a
treatment.
laser thing.
Yeah, I
Laser.
know it's a laser, but there's
Laser.
different types of laser therapies.
I'll find out.
So,
yeah,
find out.
next week.
I know you're having, sometimes there's trouble of sending records from London to the US. So you just may want to ask him specifically for the name of the procedure. Then write it down and
For the
then we
name of
can
the
talk about it.
procedure, I'll ask her. I'll ask her.
Mhm.
So, are you familiar with the quantum wave scalar laser?
Yeah, I have, there's a lot of my patients, well, not a lot, a few are using it. I don't know if it has any advantages over the microcurrent. It uses a different type of healing energy.
Yeah, I've used it for a lot of things. I've got a couple of them, and
But generally speaking, I don't like people in my program to use anything else for the first
right.
3
Right,
months.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, after that, you're welcome to use it, but sometimes when you're doing too many different modalities, we
Right,
just don't know what is benefiting you and what might be causing harm.
right. So that's good advice. I've used it on my teeth before. My teeth are a real problem. I have been reading a little about the the manual on the microcurrent machine, and it said something about, and it's all beyond me, but it had some. My computer is like 11 years old, and it had something about you need to have some of these things on, and I don't have it with me. I should to indicate it was compatible. Am I way out of whack here?
Yeah, I don't understand your question.
Well, the microcurrent machine has to be hooked into a computer.
Well, that's if we change the microcurrent settings.
Oh, so it doesn't.
So most patients do not need a change in their microcurrent settings.
Okay.
And usually at the end of 3 months, we discuss that with you.
Okay.
Most patients do fine, but sometimes we may want to change the settings if we're not getting a good result, or maybe things just aren't moving along as fast as you want them to be, that we can change some of the settings. And when you do that, you have to hook your microcurrent machine up to a computer.
Oh,
And then I log on to your computer,
okay.
and then I make the changes online. So you don't have to ship the machine back to the US. I mean, that has really been a value for people that are in Europe. Oh, and incidentally, right now I'm in France.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I just got back from Madagascar. I did an eye surgical mission there. I was in Madagascar for a week.
Wow.
And that was my first trip to Madagascar. But, you know, I studied geography in grade school, and I always thought that Madagascar was a small island off the east coast of Africa. But, you know, Madagascar is larger than the state of Texas.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
And larger than California. I mean, it is a big island. I think it's the third largest island. And so it was wonderful there to work with African doctors. We're training them how to do specialized surgery because blindness is a big problem. So I just got back.
I wanted to ask you about the light therapy. The first time I did it, I was too close. And I realized I was after the fact. And the second time one time I did it and I forgot to put on the glasses.
Well, you're not doing light therapy. You're just staring.
No,
at
I was just
bulb.
staring at the light bulb. All right. I don't know what time of day that was. It was still the daylight hours. But anyway, another time I did it, I got my spacing right. I went to sleep. Just for a moment, I would be.
Yeah, well,
you said don't move around. You said you don't move around. Try to relax and meditate. and I think the homeopathic that I'm taking is helping me in that regard to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was wanting to move around to stay awake.
You seem to be more relaxed now.
Yeah, I am.
But just don't fall asleep during this meeting.
Well, I fell asleep. I mean, in 10 minutes, I would fall asleep just for a second or two, just enough to realize that I had my eyes closed. I'd fall 5 or 6 times in a 10-minute period. So,
well, the light therapy is to balance your autonomic nervous system. The goal is to help you relax. Remember, I'm a believer that if your body isn't relaxed, if you're in a stress state or a sympathetic state, your body will not heal.
Yeah.
When the grizzly bear is chasing you in the woods and you're running for your life, you're not digesting your food and you're not healing. You need to be relaxed.
I've started to do a breathing technique to do that, just to go to sleep.
Mhm.
So
Okay, well, anyway, do that light therapy right. And I think Lois has a question. Lois, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, doctor. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you fine.
okay,
And I can
okay,
see you well too.
Okay, good. Okay, I have a bunch of questions. This is my first. I couldn't make your last meeting because I was visiting my grandchildren, but so I have a bunch of questions. When I do the microcurrent, sometimes, and I remember, you said to make sure you're very, very hydrated and everything, but sometimes my eyes and the back of my neck, I can feel a tiny bit of tingling, and sometimes I also feel like a little bit of itchiness. So is that normal? Am I not doing something correctly, or?
Well, it's okay to feel a little bit of tingling.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
itchiness.
Yeah, it's not it's not real, it's just a tiny bit annoying sometimes, but it's not really bad. So
Now the other thing is to make sure that the glut or the washcloths are not loaded up with detergent or any type of chemicals.
Yeah,
So,
I tried I tried to do that. Because I just bought new ones, and I soaked them in vinegar and baking soda, and I washed them several times, but I was wondering if it might be that. And I'm just wondering if maybe I should just clean them in vinegar, or I just got an
no, I
ozone
wouldn't.
generator.
I wouldn't use the vinegar. The vinegar may be causing problems. I would just.
Well, no, I mean, rinse
There's
them
a
in it and then
doctor.
rinse them.
There's a Dr.
Oh, yes.
detergent.
Okay, I have
And
that.
you just want to use a little bit and make sure you rinse them thoroughly. That's the key.
Yes.
I had a patient that was using detergent like Tide or Chair, and she didn't rinse the gloves properly, and she got a rash. She got like an eczema over her eyes.
Gosh. Oh gosh.
So you have to be careful.
Gosh.
Now here's the thing. Also, microcurrent acts as a carrier. By that I mean, if you do have makeup on your eyes or mascara, those oils, it can carry those petrochemicals into your eyes. So ladies, make sure you don't have a lot of makeup on. Of course, now the guys, you don't know whether it's a guy or a girl, whatever.
Right. Okay, I have a couple other questions too. When you're doing your microcurrent, like sometimes, I'll put on a podcast or a YouTube video on my iPad. Does having your iPad or your phone near you while you're doing the microcurrent, does it interfere in any way,
No,
because of the
I would
EMF or
recommend
whatever?
you put on some nice classical music, meditative music, because you want your body to be relaxed, or you can do a positive affirmation or a prayer while you're doing the microcurrent.
Okay, yeah, actually, sometimes I fall asleep when I'm doing it.
Well,
Then
you and Barbara ought to get together.
Yeah, right. Then also, I was noodling around your website this morning and I couldn't find it. I did see your video that you did, on the glove placement and everything, and you mentioned in there the pads that you can get. And I thought I had seen a while ago that, you could purchase the pads, but I couldn't find that. So, because for me, I don't know, it would just be so much easier than having to use a damp washcloth, like if I'm using it on my, my knee or my shoulder or whatever.
Right.
So,
Yeah. In fact, I routinely use the pads. I have some lower leg problems, and I'll put the pad on. And just recently, I had a real stiffness in my shoulder. I think it was from sleeping in a hard bed in Madagascar.
Yeah. Okay.
And last night I did a microcurrent. And now it's back to normal. But hey, Lois, let me just tell you something. Chris has a weekly meeting, and she answers all the basic questions that you have right now. This meeting is more for like medical issues and things like that. I mean, I'm happy to
Sure.
ask them.
Okay,
uh,
of course,
a
of
lot,
course.
a lot of these people on a call have been doing microcurrent for months or even a year.
Yeah, yeah, I've only been
So,
doing it a few weeks. So, well, then just one other quick thing. You did mention too that I have the Ocumed eye drops. You said you can put a drop in before you do a treatment.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
okay. What about also, I just got the ozone generator, and does it matter, like if you've put in your ozone eye drops and then you do a microcurrent treatment, that there's no contraindication for that or anything, is
No,
there?
there's no contraindication. In fact, that could probably be beneficial.
Okay, okay, all right, all right. And then the other question I had, with the syntonic light therapy, I've been doing that, but like once or twice the dog has started barking and I've had to get up and and so the treatment is interrupted. So should I start over with another 10 minutes, or just finish the few minutes, or just be done
Yeah,
with
just
it?
do a total of 10 minutes.
Okay, all right, thank you, thank you.
And put the dog outside.
Yeah,
and then do the
well, I can't do that. He's a 7-pound Chihuahua, and he's an escape
Okay.
artist. So I hear you on that, but it's only happened once or twice. But okay, thank you.
Maybe get a little lamp for him, and you both can do the light therapy.
Right. Okay, okay.
All right. Well, good luck. Keep us posted.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, Elaine, how are you?
Oh, I'm surviving. Thank you for asking. I'm not able to use the microcurrent. I've had quite a bit of problems with it, but I'm doing well on the new homeopathic remedy.
Oh, good, wonderful. Maybe that'll strengthen your body that you'll be able to do the microcurrent.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you heard my earlier comment. I talked to Ning about the problems that some of you are having after the microcurrent treatment, and this has been new. And I've been doing microcurrent for over 20 years. And for some reason, this group, there's like 2 or 3 of you that are getting a lot of reactions to the microcurrent. So I talked with Ning, the engineer and owner of the Inspire company, because he talks to doctors all over the world, and he has not seen an increased incident of this. He did recommend that hydration is important. He also said it may be an electrolyte problem. So you want to make sure, maybe when you drink your water, make sure it's in an electrolyte solution.
What's the best way to take electrolytes or to supplement for it?
Well, they do sell electrolyte solutions. Pedialyte is what they give to kids that have severe diarrhea. I don't know if I really like the Pedialyte because it has some preservatives in it.
Sugar.
What I like to do is just get the reverse osmosis water or distilled water and put a pinch of Himalayan sea salt in. And the Himalayan sea salt has a lot of the essential electrolytes ingredients. So you may want to try that.
How much sea salt would you take accordingly?
Just a pinch.
A pinch.
Maybe a pinch in a quart of water. I would start that way.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think ideally the homeopathic remedy will strengthen your body so you're not as sensitive to a lot of environmental things.
I don't know if it's my imagination, but some smaller things have slightly improved. So maybe it is working. I don't know. I can't say for sure at this point. I just started on it a couple of weeks now.
Okay, well, just give it time. Slow and steady wins the race.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm glad you're doing a little better.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Other questions?
Hi.
Okay, Lois, you got another one.
Yeah. I was just I was reading or listening to your video earlier about the ozone insufflation or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't,
uh-huh.
I don't think that that's something that I can afford to do, but I did get the small unit to make the eye drops. Is there any benefit to drinking the ozone water, or is it just not enough? What do they call it? Gamma? Or if you did like,
Oh, no, you can, some people feel it's beneficial because some of it's absorbed into your body. Most of it is broken up, by the stomach acids.
right, okay.
And
What
I
are,
like the ozone. I like the ozone eye drops.
okay. And what about, would there be any benefit to using the water and like, a retention enema with that particular ozone water, like people have used coffee enemas and
Probably
things in the past?
minimal,
Okay,
very, very minimal benefit because
okay,
you want to get like a 20 or 30 gamma. That's the concentration when we
okay,
do the rectal
gotcha.
insufflation. And
Okay,
when you use the generator that you have, you're only getting maybe 2 to 3 gamma.
okay, okay, thank you.
So I don't think it's going to be that beneficial.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good question. Jennifer, I see you're here. How are you? I can't see you.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm using someone else's computer again. So I wanted to just say because I'm back on to the microcurrent, the homeopathic, and I started the Ocufolin, and I have to say, like I know Chris told me that with the dry mouth that I've been experiencing to just keep trying to increase water, and I'll try to increase my electrolytes based on what you shared
Yeah,
today.
that could be the issue.
Because maybe it's an electrolyte thing. So I will do that. I know sometimes I buy plain electrolytes from a company. I think it was like E-Lights. I haven't used them in a while. Or coconut water. Coconut water is supposed to also so supply electrolytes, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Coconut water is a good source of balanced electrolytes.
Balanced electrolytes. So I'll try to do that. As well as knowing that I could do a pinch in a quart of water of the Himalayan salts. Although
Himalayan sea salt.
Yeah, I cook with Himalayan sea salt. So I use that quite a bit in my food. I would expect, not that I use a ton of it because it's very strong. So I use just sprinkles. But I wanted to say that of so far in trying to rotate through the first 5 protocols on the microcurrent, the standard protocols, that detox protocol I'm finding very impactful for me in a positive way. So is there a correlation then to say that with the detox protocol that my body is not detoxing sufficiently throughout the day or throughout the week, that I'm having this huge positive change from using the detox protocol?
Yeah, the detox protocol accelerates your body's detox mechanisms, in particular the liver and kidney. So it could be that you have a lot of toxins in the body and the detox program is assisting your body in eliminating those.
Because
And one comment I want to make is you don't have to do, all 5 programs every day. The main microcurrent program always you do is your eye. The other ones you can do as needed. So it sounds like maybe if you feel good with doing the detox, you may want to do that every day. Some people that are anxious or have a lot of stress, trouble sleeping, they'll probably benefit from doing the stress or relaxation program every day in addition to the eye. But it's not like you're required to do all 5 or all 10 programs every day. That's just too much.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, yeah, the detox has been, well, because my thermography testing gave indications that I had inflammation, and being an MTHFR deficient person, I have this problem in general with detox. So I'm trying, and knowing that I had some mycotoxin testing and possibly arsenic, the detox, so I was doing inflammation and the detox. I haven't done the stress one as much. And then I do the 2 eye protocols, but the eye and the brain, the eye and the brain protocol. But on the detox protocol, I know the glove placement is on the abdomen. I want, and I know you said that we could do it more than once during the day.
Yes.
But in terms of placement, the placement on the abdomen, would you say above or below the belly button or over the belly button? And can you do that placement in other, some items you said we can do in different areas, like inflammation I've been putting on my rib cage, the stress you can hold in your hands. But
Well, you
on
can
the
also,
detox,
the detox you can also hold in your hands too.
detox hold in the hand. Does it
But
matter?
I think you get more benefit. I think you get more benefit if you place it, on your abdomen, probably right over your belly button. You want to put it near the solar plexus.
Okay. So that's like right below the rib cage, above the belly button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to tell you that detox one, big night and day difference, even with my energy levels. I've noticed my energy levels up. And it's amazing because I'm able to start PT in a more productive way. And I've been in PT for 10 years and it's like not making progress. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because you're probably the first one that I got such a positive feedback with the detox.
Okay.
Most people love the inflammation. They love the stress.
Yeah, well, I've done all of them, but I've done all those 5, but the detox one, night and day difference. I can extend, I can stretch I've had a hard time standing straight. And this was something I used to tell the doctors all the time, that I felt my abdomen was wrenched, like a wrung out towel, like somebody wringing out a towel all the time. And I used to do self massage. I've done all different types of holistic modalities, acupuncture, acupressure, self-massage, professional massage. But I'm shocked that I can actually raise my left arm now straight over my head. It's really made a huge difference.
Good. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And you may want to do the detox, a couple times a day.
Yeah.
As long as you're feeling it's benefiting you.
Yeah. And the light therapy, I do notice that when I've done it right after the treatment, my eyes do feel more relaxed. I wish I could maintain that all day long.
Well, you're getting there. The purpose of the treatment is to push your body to the point where you will maintain it all day long.
Great. So thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Glad you're improving. Betty, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's if I could get Myra to spell the name of that flour that she mentioned, imported, has less gluten in it.
Yes, I can tell you it's a JOV as a Victor, IAL.
Got it.
And
Can you
there is a
type? Can you put it in the chat? Can you type
if I
it
know
in the
how
chat?
if I know how to do that, I'll do it. My husband is not here, so and there is a website called VitaCost, and they deliver all over the like a country, and they carry it. I usually order from them big, and it's just like you don't have to eat bread, but if you have to, that one should be. Okay, let me see. Check.
Yeah, if you could type that in. And Barbara,
Yes.
I think you had another question.
I just did. So
You have to unmute yourself, Barbara.
I'm embarrassed to ask this question, but should I be using the microcurrent machine now? I know Chris had said she was going to have meetings on Wednesdays at 2:00, and I kept waiting for a Zoom or a meeting like she sent for this meeting. She sends me a link.
Yeah, she meets with all the patients every Wednesday at 2:00
At 2:00
Eastern time.
How do you call in? How do you get on that meeting?
That's a Zoom. She'll send you a Zoom link.
Well, I haven't been getting a Zoom link. That's
I'll give Chris a call, but you should be on the list.
yeah, I should be. I was waiting for a Zoom link.
Because how did you get notification of this meeting?
She sends links for your meetings.
Okay, well, you should be getting one for her meeting.
No, I haven't.
I'll make sure you're on the list.
Make sure I'm on the list because I should.
Make a note.
I was supposed to be doing the microcurrent already, right? I was
Yeah,
waiting.
You should, yeah, you should be doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you got to get on the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, Elaine,
Thank
I
you.
think Elaine has a question.
Yeah, just a quick question. Is there any way to test yourself for electrolyte problems?
Well, there is a zinc tally test. It's a zinc sulfate solution. And if you are deficient in the zinc, that tally test, it'll taste horrible.
Is
Or
that
no, I'm
something
sorry,
you can
you
do?
have no taste.
Is
You have
that
no
so-
taste.
Is that something you can do yourself, or you have to go to a doctor?
You can order it online. Go to Amazon Zinc Tally. So if you don't have any taste, that means you're deficient in it. If it tastes horrible, I think Mira was talking about her husband.
Yes,
He did the
it's,
zinc tally test, and
Yes,
you couldn't
it's a-
taste anything, and it
Yes,
was
it's-
horrible for him.
it's a one just need to be unflavored and needs to be a zinc sulfate, and it's liquid.
Yeah, they
It's always,
sell a commercial.
yes,
It's
it's I
called the
find
zinc tally test.
this one was recommended from other website, and it's a regular zinc supplement, but it can be used for that test. And just one
Yeah.
teaspoon, and you know, I think it works because we were experimenting. So just unflavored.
Yeah, I used to do it. I used to do it routinely with all my patients, and everybody was deficient. That's a big problem. Everybody seems to be deficient in zinc.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Lois, you have a question?
Yes, I'm sorry. I have the trace mineral zinc sulfate solution, and every time I've tried it several times, and it tastes horrible, and the taste lasts for like an hour. So I know that most people with AMD are deficient in it, but I'm not sure that I am. Is there any problem with? I know that like the octafolin and the I think the actifolin and then the sprays, I think they have zinc in them. So is there any problem? Could I be getting too much zinc possibly, or
No,
not to worry?
I don't think so. It
Okay.
could be that you just don't have the heavy metals and your body is functioning at a better level.
Okay. And then I have another question too. That is a medical question, and I kind of forgot because I do have short-term memory loss. I have a history of kidney stones. I'm 76 now, and I didn't develop them until I was 72. Now I haven't had one in 2 years, but in the last several months, I've been having increasing, kidney pain, just as if I had a kidney stone. And I just had an ultrasound, and there are no stones, but it did show that I have something called pelviectasis, which is like a step below hydronephrosis. So my kidneys are inflamed. And I'm just, I was considering using the microcurrent machine, for the inflammation protocol and or possibly the detox protocol. But, I wasn't sure if I should do that. And unfortunately, I can't get an appointment with my urologist until December 22nd. So I don't
I
quite
would
know
definitely do the inflammation protocol, and we have a specific protocol called kidney support.
Okay.
I don't have
okay.
that much experience with it, but I know a lot of naturopathic doctors and alternative doctors use it.
Okay.
So I would
okay.
consider that one. And we can always add it on your machine if you don't have it now. Talk to Chris
Okay.
about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What
But
would it,
start out with the inflammation protocol.
okay. Would you recommend that I possibly do a detox as well, or do you think that might not be a good idea right now?
That would be very helpful.
Okay.
Listen
okay.
to your body. You know,
Okay,
Jennifer,
yes.
she felt great after it, that if you have a negative reaction, that means that your body isn't tolerating it.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, a lot of good questions, but don't forget, every Wednesday, Chris has her meeting, and, you know, she can help you with a lot of the basic questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Dr.
You know,
Kondrot, I
especially for
don't,
people that are just getting started. Did somebody have a question? I didn't.
yes, it's Tyra. I don't know what happened with my screen. I can't see anything, so I'm sorry. I don't
Oh,
know.
hi, Tyra.
Hi. I also have not gotten any of the meeting notices from Chris for the Wednesday meeting. I've gotten this one from you several times now, but for this
Okay,
meeting, but
let
not
me,
the Wednesday.
Barbara hasn't for Chris and Tyra.
Would they
Thank
be
you.
going into a spam?
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. You want to check your
Should be.
spam.
Okay.
Somebody's had a note there and I wondered.
But I'll make sure I can do that very easily after this. I'll double check.
Thank you.
Oh, now we see you, Jennifer. Hi. But we can't hear you. Is that a cookie on the wall in the back of you? You're making me hungry. It looks like a Valentine cookie.
It's pretty cool.
Cookie.
Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I enjoyed talking to all of you. And don't forget about the Chris meeting. I'm going to put Barbara and Tyra. I'm going to make sure you're in the loop. Okay.
Thank you.
So everybody have a good weekend. Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
And,
Thank you.
Thank you. Safe
good luck.
travels.
Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Come home safe.
Thanks.